When Virgin Voyages came out, their marketing material and the people coming on the Virgin Voyages cruises more so matched together. We were looking at their marketing material and we were seeing people that were into glamour, they were into bling, sophistication, drinking fancy wines, being athletic, doing yoga, going to the gym and meditating. And what we're finding these days is that's not the case anymore. The marketing material for Virgin Voyages and who's actually coming on Virgin Voyages does not match anymore. Hey everyone, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And with that, I've got news for you. So on Virgin Voyages, the secret is out that number one, the food is some of the best food on the high seas. And number two, it is just a cruise line. Like any other cruise line, it's just a cruise line. They just maybe market it a little bit different, but it's still just a cruise. And so by what I mean by that is, I feel that the traditional cruiser, as I call it, people like me that walk around in SPF shirts the entire day, people like you watching this video, you have decided to try out Virgin Voyages and you come to Virgin Voyages. So I can no longer tell a difference between Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Carnival, Norwegian, all the cruise lines that are out there. I can't tell a difference between them and Virgin Voyages from who's on the actual cruise line. When I walk around a Virgin Voyages cruise, I am seeing everybody. The entire spectrum of humanity is on Virgin Voyages. I even heard one person talking about how they were disappointed coming on Virgin Voyages because they were looking at the marketing material, hearing some of the influencers out there talk about how vibrant and fun this was, how the late night scene was great, people were partying, enjoying themselves. And he got here and learned that it's a little bit older of a crowd than he was expecting. The late night activities are good, they're there, but they're not really hugely attended when you start getting into the 1, 2 o'clock time frames. And it felt more just like a normal cruise ship, though a little bit nicer. So I think the change in the demographics of those who are coming on Virgin Voyages has changed for a few reasons. The first one is I think traditional cruisers were intimidated by Virgin Voyages at first. We were told how edgy, how sophisticated it was, how glamorous, and you need to be into yoga and meditation and be athletic. And we're coming to find out that those actually aren't the things. That's just the marketing telling us these things. I think their marketing is trying to shift that and show more of a relaxing style atmosphere. But you've also got a lot of influencers that were coming on here and talking about the party scene and the energy and the vibe. And it's got that. But it's like a 35-year-old plus kind of party vibe, high energy vibe that's out there. The other thing I'll say is that, they have pulled away from being as edgy and as out there in some of their shows. What I mean by that is they had one more provocative in name only show, I would say, called Never Sleep Alone, which was an interactive show if you can just use your imagination with that. But it was a one-woman stand-up show, and they've pulled that off the ship, I think because it was too aggressive out there. The other thing I'll say is the secret about the food is absolutely out. The food here is fantastic. So the foodies, people that love food, they have discovered that Virgin Voyages is going to be the best bang for their buck to get really, really good food. Now, I love to stereotype a good cruise line and say this is the kind of person that goes there, because I think for a lot of cruise lines that is true. Disney and Royal, you've got the families and the kids. Carnival, you've got the party crowd. Celebrity, you've got more of the relaxing crowd. When I think of Virgin Voyages these days, I actually can't really stereotype it and say this is the kind of person that comes on Virgin Voyages anymore. I think I used to early on when the marketing and the people coming on more aligned. But these days, it's just a regular cruise and you're finding regular people on this sailing. It is by far one of the most diverse cruise lines or cruise atmospheres that I'm in all sorts of ways. And I think if you're coming here, you can absolutely find that party, though the party again is gonna be like a 35, 40-year-old style party. It is not a 20-something party vibe, but it's still a party vibe, high energy, I probably would call it more. And you're also gonna find more people that wanna come on here, relax, read a book, and enjoy some peace and quiet. There's gonna be a full mix of it, and you can always go to an extreme of either one of those. But Virgin Voyages is really, I think for anyone over 18 plus, and I'll say if I'm stereotyping it, anybody 30 plus, you would probably enjoy Virgin Voyages. However, the biggest difference to Virgin Voyages is they do not have any children. It is a kid-free zone. So if you're interested in what that kid-free difference is, check out this video here. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon.